From scheming companies to hidden members, these K-pop theories challenge our perception of reality and leave us wondering, could they actually be real? Tiara's mistreatment scandal is one of the biggest controversies to ever hit the K-pop industry. The twists and turns of the whole thing had people shocked. First, with Hwayoung accusing the members of mistreatment, then the story getting so big that people were boycotting Tiara and making up their own theories, and finally, years later, a staff revealing that Hwayoung was a perpetrator, not a victim. Truly a roller coaster of plot twists. But there's one interesting theory circulating online. What if the whole scandal was carefully planned by a third party? The industry is not a stranger to companies sabotaging their competitors in various ways, whether that be spreading career-ruining rumors or paying the media to turn the public against the competing groups. There's a theory that it was maybe SM Entertainment who orchestrated the scandal to diminish Tiara's popularity. Of course, this is all just a theory, and nothing has ever been confirmed by anyone, so take it lightly. At their prime, Tiara were right behind Girls' Generation and 21, who, despite their talents and legendary discography, had the privilege of being girl groups from the big three companies. Tiara was very popular in South Korea, Japan, and especially China, and their discography was critically acclaimed, and the members were loved and adored by the public, so according to the theory, to SM, they might have seemed like a threat to Girls' Generation. Based on this crazy theory, some netizens believe that they may have subtly stoked the flames, and in one way or another, encouraged Hwayoung to play the victim to get the sympathy of the public before her behavior towards the staff and member Arum gets exposed. Of course, this is only a theory, as the scandal was probably just caused by the twins' terrible behavior, but some fans like to play around with this idea. If we're talking about orchestrated scandals, we need to mention this mind-blowing NewJeans theory. Even though it hasn't been long since the group debuted, they have been involved in numerous controversies, all of which have had Min Hee-jin in the center of it. Based on the theory, she's been using controversies to build up hype for the group's comebacks. And let's just say, if this theory turns out to be true, we can all say that it's worked. Let's take ETA as an example. Before NewJeans Get Up came out, a teaser poster of ETA raised a lot of eyebrows. Even though ETA means estimated time of arrival, it's also the name of an armed Basque nationalist and far-left separationist organization in the Basque country. Because of this, the names on the poster, the comeback date, and the appearance of a car in the video teaser, fans were convinced that the comeback was linked to the Basque ETA in some way, which sparked a lot of backlash. Of course, the music video or the overall concept of the comeback didn't reference the ETA whatsoever, but according to K-pop fans, Heejin knew that the teaser would be linked to it, but didn't care. So even if the only reason that people were talking about a NewJeans comeback was because of a controversy, everyone still tuned in. The same thing happened with Cookie. The song got a lot of backlash, and even though the label tried to explain that the song wasn't what everyone thought it was, the controversy got the group the attention she wanted. It's not new to use scandals and shock value to build up hype, but it seems like some netizens are convinced that this is what's happening with NewJeans. Besides scandals, everyone knows that a good sob story is a great way to bring in fans, and SM Entertainment seems to be aware of it. That's why, according to a theory, Isuman preferred poor trainees rather than rich ones. The theory doesn't say that SM actively seeked out poor trainees to make them the big superstar. It just meant that they went with their usual pick trainees who matched the group and its concept, but if there are many candidates, they might choose a trainee with fewer resources over a wealthier one. This is also why there are a lot of SM idols, especially from the first and second generation, who came from poor families. The theory says that this was done for two reasons. One of them is that coming from a modest background can appear more relatable to the public and make it easier for them to support the idol. The second is that they're easier to control if they're poor. If the poor idols were given such a big opportunity, they'd be more grateful, therefore easier to control in the eyes of the industry. However, this theory seems a bit far-fetched, as there are members of SM groups who come from very wealthy families, for example Super Junior Siwon or EXO Suho. Now onto a different theory that is definitely much more believable. Jeannie leaving NMIXX is one of the greatest mysteries in K-pop. She had given no hint that she was thinking of leaving, so her departure from the group and the company came out of nowhere and was more than surprising to the fans who had been following the group. With JYP Entertainment giving no explanation for her departure, theories started to float over why she had left so abruptly. Some said that she had been involved in a dating scandal, while others said that she had broken the contract in some way, but the more plausible explanation seems to be that she might have not liked NMIXX's concept and decided to go solo. NMIXX didn't have the most general public-friendly music, so it's understandable that it didn't align with all the members' interests and tastes. Comparing their concept to Jeannie's concept of her solo debut, you can see that they're pretty different, so it's just more likely that she left the group to pursue a solo career that is more in line with her tastes. Back to SM Entertainment entertainment theories for a second though. A user on Reddit mentioned the possibility that Lee Soo-man wasn't actually planning on selling SM Entertainment, but he just wanted to drive up stock prices. Lee Soo-man, the founder and a major shareholder of SM Entertainment, had a significant stake in the company's stocks, so his actions might have had a dual purpose. First, he could have raised interest in SM Entertainment stock by hinting at a possible sale, attracting more investors hoping for profits. Second, he might have used the situation to make short-term gains by strategically buying and selling stock, capitalizing on price changes without selling all of his shares. Furthermore, by making it seem like a sale was on the horizon, Lee Soo-man could have gained leverage in negotiations. This could have led to better terms when talking to potential buyers or investors. It might have been a way to improve the company's financial situation and market position without having to give up control, but who knows if there's any truth to it. The best known secret in K-pop is that Girls' Generation's Taeyeon and Jessica didn't exactly like each other. In fact, their strained relationship was rumored to be one of the reasons why Jessica left the group altogether, as it's even hinted at in Jessica's book. Well, according to some fans, it's also the reason that Girls' Generation subunit TTS is composed of Taeyeon, Tiffany, and Seolhyun. Logically speaking, it would make sense for Jessica to be a part of the unit. After all, Taeyeon is the first main vocalist, Jessica was the second, and Seolhyun was third, so people expected her to be a part of the group's first subunit. Imagine everyone's surprise when it was Tiffany who was announced as a member and not Jessica. Back then, fans thought nothing of it. Maybe that Jessica might have been too busy to be a part of the unit, but some people had started to piece things together. The two were barely interacting at the time, so it wasn't hard to know that there was something going on. But were the issues between Jessica and Taeyeon so big that it changed the formation of the unit? Since the Girls' Generation members and Jessica don't talk about each other anymore, this is one mystery that will forever go unsolved. Well, maybe until Jessica releases another book. What's also an old practice in the industry is debuting groups to take attention away from a scandal, and what's one of the biggest scandals in K-pop from 2021? You guessed it right, Soojin's mistreatment scandal. Since Soojin was one of the most popular members of the group, and Idol is arguably the most popular group in Cube Entertainment, it's totally normal for the company to want to divert attention away from Soojin's scandal. So the idea of debuting Lightsum came up, or at least some netizens seemed to think so. Lightsum debuted in June 2021, while the scandal stretched up until August 2021. The theory says that Cube Entertainment were always meant to debut Lightsum, but Soojin's scandal just sped up the process, and that's why the whole thing seemed really rushed to some people. They took a page right out of SM's book for this one, it seems. The number 7 is a pretty significant number in BTS's history. 7 members, 7 is the name of one of their albums, and of course, the lucky number 7. But did you know that some fans think that the group were originally supposed to have 8 members? Some fans believe that BTS was originally intended to be an 8-member group, but the 8th member dropped from the lineup before the group officially debuted. Supporters of this theory pointed out that some group photos seem to have a gap where the 8th member might stand. There are also theories that some BTS music videos aren't about Jungkook, Jin, or any existing member, but about this mysterious 8th member. Of course, there is no evidence to support this theory, but it's always something fun to think about. What's your most random theory about K-pop? Share them in the comments. Bye guys!